Hey guys, SlySonic7 back, and we are here back in Journey on level 7. The name of the level is The Mountain, and as you guys can clearly see, we get why it's called The Mountain, because it's right there. We're trying to climb it up. Guys, in the last level, we climbed up what was called the temple here, and what we ended up doing was finding out that our partner was there with us, kind of climbing as we went, and we were really having a cool experience of just realizing the power of the support of others as we go. And the idea that like it's always there for us if we need, and like can always be there to help boost us back up. So guys, one thing to note about this level is finding these places like those little scarfs there to be recharging. Online play disabled, which means all of a sudden our partner no longer exists. That's fine. So as we find out though, the mountain is so cold that our scarf is kind of losing its power. I don't know if it's because it's so cold or we feel so weak or whatever it may be, but really gain the scarf power by finding these and use them as you have them, and use it to really be able to get through the level here. Now a big part that's about to come up here is we're going to see these big, kind of what you almost think of as like tombstones. And what you want to do is stand behind them as the wind rages up to make sure that you don't get pushed back down the mountain here. And really progress, like, you know, try to take it step by step on this. So don't try to walk too far, stay behind this one, wait for the next wind to pack up. You guys get the basic idea of this. And I'll show this like one more time here just to show you guys how it picks up here. And then now I'm just gonna cut until when we get to the other side of this, where it's more just continuous gameplay and me just not standing here waiting for wind to subside. So I'll see you on the other side of this. Alright guys, so we are now on the other end of the chasm, and what we're going to find out here is that we're going to see more and more of these like kind of smaller tombstones that we saw at the very beginning of the game. And to me this really does kind of heighten the idea of like the real, I guess consequence or like danger that is about to be facing us here, is that when we think about a lot of the stages, we haven't been seeing these for a long time. We saw a lot where people decided to not take the journey at the very beginning. And we saw maybe a lot as we kind of started to go through some of the earlier levels where people weren't as confident. But we definitely haven't seen a lot of these for a while here. And I think it kind of heightens the sense of like this is something very different. Very interesting that it's kind of day and you see the moon so clearly. But again, we see these snake creatures here. Want to make sure we avoid them. But one thing to point out here, guys, is you see we have no scarf power. Our scarf is actively freezing. And that is not good. So the more that we can try to just finish this level quicker, the better, because you know we want to make sure we don't lose the scarf that we worked so hard to get, right? Got to make sure we get to the top of the mountain. So guys, as we keep climbing up here, I want to kind of talk a little bit about like maybe what this level means to me. Is that I guess there's kind of two phases, so I'll talk about the one that applies right now, and we'll talk about the other as it happens, which is, to me, this level is really about like the pinnacle of kind of determination, which is you've gone through so much of learning about new places, feeling the experience of others, feeling the doubt that you're by yourself, and we're then finding the enduring power of friendship that you have, which is that the people around you are really there to support you and make your life better, to a point where now you feel like you're so close to your goal that nothing can stop you. Not this wind, not anything. Over here you're going to see this. You actually want to light up all of these because we'll light this for a torch. The torch acts as what you would think, which is it helps thaw your scarf and helps you just recharge all of your power there. Thank you guys. And now we're good. Cool. So now full scarf power again. Again, we walk back to the snow here. We're going to start losing a little bit of it here and there. But very, very important to have because we're going to need it, I believe, for this jump up here. So hopefully we keep enough. You see it's slowly withering away from us here. And here, just like, obviously it's a white scale with everything, but man, what a shot they have of this, right? Yeah, so we need just a little bit to be able to hop up. And not die, okay. Oh, good, they have some feather around here so we can actually, oh sweet. We can just do this. So we actually can help clear up and thaw this as we go. So you didn't actually even need to have any power left for that. So that's smart. Because I was thinking to myself, man, what if I jump and I just fall right down? Like, would that be like the first game over in the game? Would they put me back on level 2? Like, you know, what would they do? Never had to encounter that before, so glad I didn't have to do it now. But now, guys, we see this. We crossed this bridge. We're making this progress, and it's getting harder and harder to see. I can barely even see the moon that's just jarring out from there. The wind is getting so intense that we're just pushing, walking right at that angle that we saw the Mystic show us. Not sure where we can go, not sure what to do, and just trying to find little spaces here and there for support. Even if it is something as simple as just standing behind this, getting blocked from the wind for a second. Just so we can stand, you know, rest the muscles, do whatever, but keep going. And we see in the distance there's a snake descending upon us. And all of a sudden, all of the fear we've been having to this point, all of the doubt is almost kind of resurfacing to the point where the thing that caused us fear is back. It's actively looking for, oh my God, and it found us. Guys, we need to run right now. Get inside, come on. No! And it got us, guys. I walked right into it, and it got us, and there goes half our scarf. My God, guys. And now you see our scarf is not what it used to be. I thought if I hit inside that thing, we might be okay. There was no chance. It got us. The wind is so intense, it's pushing us over here. The game's so mean, they say you have to go through this. You have to find that guy. And maybe if you're lucky, you can slow down and dodge it a little bit, but it's really meant as a way that, like, you're starting to get attacked whether you want to or not. You're starting to feel more and more vulnerable. You're starting to feel more and more alone in this sense. And you're pushing, you're going. And to me, this was, if I think about like my own life, this was kind of when I had my first job. I think there was a hard part of like trying to fit in. There was a lot of the doubt and a lot of the idea that, you know, like my wife and everyone else was the people that I think would be kind of help me support my way through it, to a point where I think I approached so many challenges head on, going at it. And I think at times there's points where no matter how determined you are, no matter how much you want to do this, you start to, that doubt seeps back in, that fear is back, that maybe it's just not the right fit, maybe I'm not good enough. And it's up to you to keep pushing and keep going. And, you know, it's up to you to find out what really makes sense for you, what can make you happy, but also, like, you know, to find out what you want to prove in that sense. Like, this person right here, like the person we're walking through with our journey, would not be pushing so hard in this snow right now if this exact moment wasn't everything to them. They're like, reaching the mountain is the pinnacle of what they need to do. Just got out of that searchlight. Wow, okay. And it's getting harder and harder to move, harder and harder to dodge. We don't have any scarf power right now, guys, so just finding these things is key as we keep going. Just refuel a little bit as we go and try to not fall into the spotlight for the very obvious reasons. And guys, it's just that moment where doubt is seeping in more and more, and the steps are getting harder and harder, and I don't know if we can make this, guys. I really don't. We see a gate there. The gate's there. The mountain. We can't even see it. I don't even know where it is. I can turn in the sky and nowhere can I see the beacon that we've been looking for. Maybe if the camera can let me flex up a little bit more, but no. So right now we reached this top. We avoided, I think they're called sentinels in this game or whatever. I just call them like the snakes. And it just helps you get further and further right now, right? And all of a sudden the wind is starting to lighten up, and you're starting to think, through all this determination, maybe this is enough. Maybe I can do this. Let me go back to where I was feeling that, yes, I am good enough. Yes, I can do this. And it's starting to get a little easier to climb than it used to be. And we're starting to see more and more of the friends that we had in the past are starting to join us back to show us the way a little bit here. But as we know, we can't even see the top of the mountain here, guys. There's still a lot to go. So while this is great for the motivation, great for the confidence, I can't say that I have no idea how much closer we really are to our goal than we used to be. Until I can see the mountain again, I will have no clue where it is. And there we go. We see it there, just peering up a little bit over the horizon. I'm going to back up so you guys can see it there. The white light up there. it's still so high above us, but we feel like we're closer. We don't know how much closer, but we certainly feel like we are. And I'm not entirely sure where we're going right here. Oh, you want to use this to help boost up. Got it. So use this, boost up on it, use it again, and now boost up further so you can get right over here. Perfect. And just like when we were on the underwater stage, you actually want to use these as a way to kind of start scaling and climbing. And what we're seeing, guys, is that this distance that we used to have between us and the mountain, it's not what it used to be. It's not the same level, and it feels like we're getting closer and closer. We see another shot of the mountain right over here, and it's closer than it used to be. It's still very high up, but it's closer than it used to be, and for us, that's all that matters right now. And we're slowly climbing. We don't have our ability. We can't jump anymore. We're slowly just going up and up. And we're hoping that the ways that it leads, we're hoping it's enough. But as you guys notice, it's starting to get a little dark. It seems that whether it's nightfall or maybe it's been too much time or whatever it may be, it seems it's getting harder and harder for us at every single stage, because that's just what we need, right? We're climbing on the edges of rocks right now. We have no idea where to be going. We're having a real wind that's going to be pushing against us. A real pressure here to, like, can we keep going on? I can't even move right now, guys. And as we notice, the more we're trying to resist against that wind, if you guys notice, our scarf is getting a little smaller. And you see this, I'm trying to resist. If I resist here, my scarf is starting to shrink bit by bit. And it's a really scary feeling. We're gonna go over here and wait for this wind to pass, just to be safe this time. But our scarf, if we compare it to what it used to be, hey, there's our partner. You see him down there, that's funny. Our scarf is just a fraction of what it used to be. And it makes you wonder, like, you know, what's next? Like, what do we have to do? What left do we have to be enduring? A little hint for this, because I haven't been doing it as well. Whenever you see the huge winds coming in, the less you try to avoid, the less you try to confront them head on. Oh my God! And that's why we saw our partner there, is that we fell. And luckily there was a place to fall to that our partner showed us the way from. But now you guys, you see our scarf, it's barely, like, it's not even past our, like, wardrobe anymore. Like, there's nothing here to tell us where to go, what to do. And that is so concerning, because we used to have such a majestic, long scarf that really felt powerful, to a point where now, like, it doesn't feel like anything is left there. But guys, we see it here. The mountain, it's there. The thunder is raging. The storm is going. We're pushing. Our partner is slightly ahead of us. Can we do it? I don't know. We're gonna keep pushing. I can barely see our scarf anymore. I don't know if we have any left at this point. Our scarf has entirely disappeared from just pushing against these winds, slowly giving out at the will of just the wild here as we're trying to push up to this mountain. And it feels harder and harder. We're getting pushed side to side. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just angling the controller, hoping to get closer and closer to this mountain. That, guys, I think the more that we push, I just don't know if we're getting any closer to it at this point. And it's a really scary emotion of this, which is that you feel like you've done all of this work, all of this effort, to a point where you don't know if you're getting any closer to being successful, to making your goal than you used to be. And this is the part where just supreme confidence turns into utter doubt, where you're pushing and you just don't know where to go. We see our partner ahead of us. They're struggling too. And it's getting harder and harder. Where do we go? What can we do? We're slowly getting a little bit of momentum to push up here. We're slowly catching up to our partner. And our partner, we see them just barely walking. Can barely move right now. And same with us. We're starting to get to this point. The music is easing off. We see the mountain, but it's starting to fade into white. We can barely walk. We have this huge limp. What are we doing right now, guys? Like, how did we end up here? And we see we're entirely frozen. We have no scarf left. The steps are going slower and slower. Our partner is trying to walk. We don't know what they're doing anymore. Our partner can't go on. Our partner's considering going back. But we've gone too far. We need to walk. Our partner says the same thing. It's the journey. This is what we're going for. But each step gets harder and harder and slower to a point where you just wonder, can you really keep going? And our partner collapsed, gave up every last breath they had, and we find we did the same thing. And guys, this brings us to the second part of this level, which is failure. Which is sometimes no matter how hard you try for something, maybe it doesn't work out. And this is a really scary thing for a lot of people, because I think for a lot of us, the more you get embraced, the more you have this community, the more you start to feel like failure is just not acceptable. That failure is something that like you have to get your goals. And we all obviously want to get our goals. And here we see the mystics from each of the 6 different levels that we've talked to. What we thought was just one mystic was actually 6 different ones who were showing us the way. And what we have to realize here is that like we had such a long journey. We tried so hard that yeah, it's a failure, but we tried, you know, like we really did. And it's hard to accept, but sometimes it's okay. But as we see here, the mystics are bringing us kind of back to life, rejuvenating us, giving us the full scarf that we used to have back. And a really cool part happens here, which is because we'd collected every single scarf piece before, we're actually allowed, you'll see this in a little bit, but we're jumping back, we're saying, screw this, I have tried so hard, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go past everything that was stopping me, all my fears, everything, to a point now where I am going to control my goal. I am going to make this a success. And guys, we come to what is, I think, the most gorgeous looking part of this game. Us and our partner together here, both with full scarves. And we are just enjoying everything about this. And I'm going to explain this a little bit as we go, but I want you guys to kind of take this in for a second, which is we failed, right? Why in the world would we be able to keep going? You know, it feels like what right do we have to call ourselves successful here? We wanted to get to the top of the mountain, and it's only through some kind of like BS convenience really that we're able to keep going. Like, did we really do this? Like, are we really successful? Are we really okay with calling that a success? And what I want to talk about here is what really drove everything home to me is that I think when I through this game the first time, I saw every emotion we've been talking through. And I didn't really know how to process it until I got to this stage. Because I thought it was so weird. It's a game that seems so clear that you're going to succeed, right? Because it's such a fun-spirited game that goes through so many emotions that it feels like the only right way to say this is, of course, as you embrace all these things, as you do all of these things, that of course you're going to be successful. Of course, things are going to work out. But it was weird. You see yourself collapse. You see yourself die. And, you start to wonder, like, is it over? Am I really a failure here? But what this level really showed me is that as it shows you all of the creatures that we encountered throughout our journey, so the flying kites, the jellyfish, the big whale there, that we find out was actually the snake monster that was there, but it was just when you look at it in like a pure light, it's really just the thing that was helping us out all along. When you see all these things together, you start to realize that this game isn't about success or failure. And this game really is, as the title suggests, about the journey, about moving on and enjoying everything that we had along it, enjoying the experience of making the friends, enjoying the experience of the pure joy we had, enjoying how it led us to just supreme confidence, no matter how long or short it lasted, that we really did feel that we were enjoying and experiencing every part of this. To a point where success or failure is so relevant to this game, but it's really about the idea of enjoying the gift of life that you have, the up and down of emotion, and the true pride of satisfaction of success and failure as you go, and just the joys as it brings. That, to me, that's really what this game has been about. And in that kind of a sense, I think this is the time I want to announce it, is that I have loved doing this this game, and to me this is one of my favorite games because I think it's a game that just makes you think. And as you guys can notice, we're right near the end of the game now. What I want to announce to you guys as we're getting so close, we're here. There's nothing stopping us. We are pushing up, we are reaching the summit of the mountain, and however it happened, we are achieving our own goal because to us this journey meant everything. And we are completing it, we are reaching what we wanted to, and we are truly enjoying the true experience that we were given here. I want to say that at this point, and this is a little hard to say, but this will be my last Let's Play. This will be the last video that I probably do. There could be a point in time later on where I continue this up, do a random game here or there, but it's gotten to the point where I can't find the time to consistently do this, and I want to a lot, and it's been a ton of fun, and every time I jump back into this, I always miss it. But I want to just say a huge thank you to everyone who has supported this channel, everyone who's watched this channel. Guys from Seth Triggs to World of Gaming, people who have just been consistently commenting, consistently watching these. It's made the experience for me such an amazing time. And this game I thought was really symbolic of this, which is I looked at this not as a way of doing a YouTube channel to, you know, get big or to do anything, but really just to touch people and hopefully give them a fun experience just as I enjoy watching other people. And for me, it really has been a wonderful 2.5-year journey. And that's why I wanted to end off in this game, because to me, it really does show the idea that, yeah, success or failure, like maybe we didn't reach as high as we wanted to, maybe we didn't do everything we wanted to do, but it really made me feel like this journey had so much fun to it. I met so many people through it, had so many great experiences through it, that I thought there was no better way to end off this channel than through this game. Just to show you guys that maybe it's ending sooner than you guys wanted to, but to me, this channel, this experience, it really has meant the world to me. It's really been a ton of fun with everything. And it really has been, as this game suggests, one fantastic journey. So guys, this has been SlySonic7. Thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you guys around.